Thanks for accepting my invitation and accepting to be on my show.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for having me.
So I thought to introduce you to my audience.
Okay.
So can you please introduce yourself?
Uh, I'm Seamus Brown. I'm from Canada, British Columbia. Um, Currently, it's about 12:30 at night, and yeah.
So you're a
Uh,
you are into
Pardon me.
what do you do?
Um, I'm currently right now helping caretake a private island. So there's quite a few residents that come here, and basically they have like private property, and they come here for a few months out of the year, and basically me and my coworkers we sort of take care of them and help them maintain their properties and install solar panels and stuff. So yeah,
Okay. So that is your full-time job.
yeah, it's my full time job right now. Yeah, yeah, I'm very lucky to have this position and opportunity to work and live in such a beautiful place in the world. It's and to be outdoors, right? It's lots of people can lots of people have jobs where they're inside and they don't know how to get out of the jobs, right? So I feel pretty fortunate to be able to be physical and be outside and be in nature and doing something I enjoy.
So you born in Canada, Vancouver,
Yeah, yeah. I was born in Vancouver City. Yeah,
which is one of the one of the beautiful cities and the places in the world.
yeah, yeah. It is. It is super beautiful. Yeah, Vancouver Island, absolutely, absolutely gorgeous.
So
Um,
yeah, gone.
yeah. So yeah, it's Vancouver Island is like just full of nature, right? And trees and I come from a small community where everybody waves at each other on the roads and everyone knows each other and yeah, I definitely feel like I'm in a pretty unique place in the world for sure.
So you take care of the houses of the people.
Yeah, yes, yeah, more or less, more like their property usually. Um, so so yeah, the island's full of um, people that have either were inherited their homes from their families, or were able to buy land, through some success that they've had, and so yeah, they come here and basically me and my three other coworkers, two of which are my bosses. We basically do anything that they really need, including maintenance of their vehicles, mowing their lawns, delivering them propane. Sometimes we deliver them their laundry if they need to. So yeah, it's quite a lot. There's no fast food or stores over here. It's all boat access. Um, so so yeah, it's nice in some ways, not being able to eat fast food all the time, right? But I do miss it. It's nice to be able to get an Uber Eats or whatever when you can. But I guess if I want to, I can get on a boat and go get some prawns. So
So you are surrounded with water.
yes, surrounded completely with water. Yeah.
So how do you feel?
Um. Well, so yeah, I spend 5 days of the week on the island that I'm on, and on my weekends I'll go over to the place that I was born, which is just another island that's or sorry, not born, but I grew up on, which is another island just about a 10-minute boat ride away, and they have stores there and stuff over there. So I'll go over there once a week and get some groceries and my frozen pizzas and my steaks and stuff, and I'll come back over here and try to eat healthy, but it's hard when there's not a lot of quick food, so it's been a lot of burgers and pork chops and steaks and stuff.
So what is the area size? the island size? How much population is there? What kind of people live there?
Yeah, so where the island that I'm helping caretake, we have about 40 houses, um, and the island with all the residents can get up to almost 400 people if they have guests over. Then that's in like the very busy season. But right now it's a bit slower, because of the pandemic and everything. So less people are coming and staying, but the people that are coming are staying for longer periods. Um, and then over on the other island that I grew up on, it has about a thousand yearly residents in the winter, and in the summer it gets up to about 2,000. And it's quite a small island, but absolutely beautiful place to live. So
So I'm sure you are more into the seafood.
yes, yeah, a little bit, yeah. Yeah, I do like sushi. Love some sushi, and yeah, I caught my first salmon a little while ago, which is it's kind of embarrassing because I think I was 20, 21 years old when I caught my first salmon, which out here is kind of a bit of a late start to be fishing, but it was a pretty cool experience.
So I'm quite opposite, to the place where you live.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
living in a place where the four sides of my place is surrounded with the land.
okay, yeah,
It is called as a city, and it is called as urban area, and
okay,
it is highly populated state.
yeah. Um, and whereabouts are you right now? Like what part of the world?
I'm from South India.
Okay,
Yeah, the state name is called Telangana. City name is called as Hyderabad.
okay, cool.
Yeah, Hyderabad city. So you can have biryani here if you come here. You can have uh, biryani. You have a lot of things to see here. But
Yeah,
for most of the people who lives here wants to be in your place.
yeah, yeah. I definitely, yeah. I'm very very fortunate to be raised and to grow in such a warm and welcoming place. You know. But I would like to see India one day. Definitely, 100%. My ancestors before they came to Canada were from Bangladesh, so
Okay.
yeah. Um, but yeah, I would love. I mean, how do you like where you live? Like, do you enjoy being there?
Yeah, I like being in this place, and in few months, maybe in 1 or 2 months, I'll be in Toronto.
Okay, cool. Congratulations.
Yeah, I got a job there, so maybe in 2 or 3 months I'll get called.
Okay, cool. What job do you have out there? Like an interviewing job or?
No, as an IT director, I'm into
Okay.
information technology. I did a master's in software engineering. Through this video series, I connected with a company, and they recruited me through online.
Wow. Congratulations. That's
Thank
awesome.
you.
Yeah. That's sweet. So your journey's starting in a few months then, or?
Yeah, for the first time, I'm going to work for a company, and that too not in my country, that in Canada,
Yeah.
which is one of the developed countries in the world, and top developed countries in the world, at the same time beautiful countries in the world. And Vancouver is one of my favorite places. I see a lot of pictures. We have access only to see the pictures and the videos.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the and it's pleasure for me to talk with the person who lives in that beautiful place.
hmm Yeah. It's definitely something that I feel some people take for granted. Living down here. Um, and so just for me as a person, I try to appreciate it, as much as I can. Just the beauty of being surrounded by water and being surrounded by thriving plant life and stuff. But it definitely is a place that is beautiful, and I'm glad you're gonna get to see one day.
I will meet you when I come there.
Okay, yeah, yeah. Look me up when you're down here. I usually am around Vancouver Island, and if you get down this way and you get to the Vancouver city, definitely try and come see Vancouver Island, because it's a different world out here. It's just trees on trees on trees. Yeah.
So Vancouver is different and Vancouver Island is different.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So like Vancouver City is on the mainland. So if you get to Vancouver City, you can drive to all the other provinces. But then to get to Vancouver Island, it's like a 2 hour ferry ride. And then basically you can drive all the way up to the top of Vancouver Island and see all the different spots. And then down the coast of the island there, there's a few different spots where you can take other ferries to smaller islands that have smaller communities. So, for example, the island that I'm living on, um, you would go from Vancouver City to Vancouver Island, and then you would drive from Vancouver Island on a ferry onto a different island, a smaller island, and then you'd take one more ferry over to the island that I grew up on, and then to get to the island that I'm helping caretake, you would have to take a private boat to get here. So,
Okay.
so yeah, pretty rural, pretty isolated, but it's nice.
So what are the things that people from other country can find there in Vancouver Island?
Well, there's I think once you get sort of out of the city, like the kind of the hustle and bustle of the city life, people seem to like be a lot more relaxed. Um, People seem to be uh, more welcoming, more calm in situations that are stressful. A little bit less like rushing to get to what their next step is, which can be really nice. Just as a sense of place to be. I find that there's, at least from going from Vancouver City to Vancouver Island, there's a change of kind of attitude that people have. Um, and I guess too, it is kind of because a place like Vancouver Island can attract people that want to live that lifestyle. It's a little bit further away from the hustle and bustle, and so maybe that's why people just generally are more relaxed. But yeah, definitely feels like a little bit of an escape from the world a little bit.
So you said you don't have connection with the land which is there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So if you want to buy anything, you have to go through the boat.
Yes. Yeah. More or less. Yeah. So we do have like shipping ports and stuff. So boats can drop off stuff like in cities like Nanaimo. It's a bit of a sizable city, and then basically it would just get driven down the coast. But and there's also flights that come in and out and deliver things that way. Um, but yeah, it would definitely, you'd have to get like a moving truck, say from the city like Vancouver City, and then bring it on the ferry and then get over to the island. But
Okay.
I guess for some people that's a sacrifice, right? Yeah. As well as some people like they'll buy lumber, and then just build their own homes, for example, on like say a piece of property that they bought. I personally am not at that stage in my life. Hopefully one day I will be, where I can buy my own property. But yeah, so yeah, I think there are ways to commit to something that seems a bit out there, you know.
Do you have internet connection? I mean, you have. I can understand that. What are
Yeah.
the things that you don't have that have in the land?
Okay, yeah, like uh, where the more populated island would be that I spend my weekends on. They don't have any fast food restaurants. Their stores all close at 8 or 9 o'clock. Um, don't have buses or taxis. They have an ambulance and a fire department, but they don't have a police station on the island. So yeah, there's definitely some sacrifices. I guess there's a lot of and it's kind of silly to even call them sacrifices, but more like just changes of environment. Some things you need to kind of get used to when you're living in a more populated area versus a non-populated area. Like most places on the island, you don't really get very good cell service, if at all, and Wi-Fi is a bit trickier to get out there. But again, it's kind of the life that people like want to live when they're over on that side. Kind of a bit of a disconnect is kind of what people are searching for. A bit of a sense of community.
So you are surrounded with trees.
Yes. Yep.
Forest.
Yep. All the time. Yeah. Rainforest, moss, and yeah, there's a lot of birch and fir and a lot of deciduous trees. Yeah, lots of pine needles. It's good. Specifically where I live, it can be a little dangerous, I guess, walking through the woods. Down in this more coastal kind of area, there's a lot of windstorms. And so walking through the woods can be a bit dangerous with the trees falling down, right? But yeah, the quality of being able to breathe fresh oxygen and being able to go outside and feel healthy and feel grateful that you're living in a place that is good for you. It's very, very lucky for anyone to find themselves down here. And most people that I encounter, I try to at least let them know that places are down here that are like this, that are open, and the ones that find it, they're the ones that deserve to find it, because they're the ones that are looking for it, if you know what I mean.
It's not only a gift. I think it's a great thing that it's a valuable thing that you are experiencing, because people. I live in a place where it is in a city where in a country where it is highly populated country. India is we have 130 plus crores people. We always surround with the people, and there are a lot of all the things. They can't take the fresh oxygen. The most important thing, most valuable thing for a human being is oxygen, and the he become machine here, but you are being a human being. You are living actual life. Actually, we are just thinking that we are living life.
Yeah, 100%. And I think that's and like kind of what we were talking about before, like people taking it for granted, like people that have grown up here and have never left, they don't really know what it's like to not be in these places, or they don't understand what the other side of the coin could be, right? Not being able to breathe well, or being able to have any privacy, right? And so I think it's definitely important as human beings for us to share and understand like where people come from, the different circles, and it can give you a more better appreciation for where you live, and where you are.
So what about water? You get fresh water there?
Yep, fresh water. Yep. Especially on the islands, most of our water comes from wells, and so usually they'll go through their own kind of filtration systems. When you get to the cities, the water can be a little bit, touch and go, depending on what part of the city you're in. Like some I guess like poorer communities in the cities like would have like a worse quality drinking water. But down here on the islands, like especially Vancouver Island, I think that generally they're pretty sound and pretty healthy water. Yeah.
So you come to inside the land, and you watch the difference, you observe the difference.
Yeah, Yes. So there's quite a few different jobs, yeah, but there's a lot of landscaping jobs. Um, a lot of jobs that require some sort of maintenance of the earth around you and stuff like that, and people's properties, which is nice, you know. And there's also farming communities, or well, not communities, but farms, and people that specifically come to these uh, parts of where I'm living to just to farm and just to grow food, um, which is nice because it feels like you know where your food's coming from. You know, when you know somebody that's farming and growing their own plants and you know, eating their own grass-fed beef. Um, but yeah, it's definitely a lot of the jobs out here are pretty involved with nature.
Uh, yeah, what is the food that we get only in Vancouver Island and we cannot get in other lands?
Hmm, that's a good question. I'm not really sure that there's much. There might be some species of fish that it might be more specific to these areas. But I feel like Vancouver is pretty diverse when it comes to like meals and stuff. Um, as you know, because it's a very diverse place as well. Lots of different cultures and people come and live, right? So as somebody who lives here, I get to kind of experience a lot of different styles of food and a lot of different meals and meats and stuff, you know. And so I feel like there's not much that is too specific to this place, but you know, I could be very wrong. Um, but I think I think I think most things that you could eat here, you could probably eat in most places. I mean, unless you are in a place that like doesn't have access to like fresh fish or something, you know.
So daily, you wake up in the morning and just see the water.
Yes, every morning. Yeah.
People pay for that here.
Yes, yeah. And the fact that I get paid to do that, you know, and to live where I work and live and breathe and see that is just it's something I wish everybody could experience at least for one part of their life.
You're getting paid for something that gives you a lot of health and wealth.
Yes, 100%. Yeah, and you just got to keep positive mentally. You know what I mean? Like, I think the only pull living in kind of a remote, isolated place like this is that there is a lack of social connections sometimes. You know, spending 5 days a week on an island where you only really see two or three other people every day, or you know, whatever it is, it can definitely be a bit of a drain. But you know, it's just one of those things. Is like it's easy to say that something is difficult and not have experienced a harder thing, right, or whatever, right? But I think as people, we need to always be aware of the mental health, you know, and understand what that depending on the person, you could be anywhere beautiful or or not beautiful and still have mental health, right? Mental health problems. But
So what people say, who comes from other lands and comes to your place, what is the first thing that they say?
um, they usually say that it's pretty beautiful. Yeah. Yeah, they usually say that it's beautiful. I think honestly as well, I think the thing that tends to shock people, especially about where I'm living, is that just the sense of community. I think that's generally is one of the very more surprising aspects, is just that people aren't out to get each other. You know, they want to take care of each other. They want people to feel like they can let their kids run outside. You know, um, and I think that like the smaller island communities have worked pretty hard to maintain that. Like where I grew up, there's no police station, right? So it's kind of self governed. and the community kind of decides like, okay, we're not feeling safe, like things are going missing, and like so the community kind of gets together sometimes to tell people that, hey, you're welcome to become a part of our community, but if you screw up, we're not going to allow you to continue to be here. And so I think that in some ways is what keeps it kind of safe and comfortable, or whatever it is. But it's not that it's not that the island's not like an unaccepting place. It's just that if somebody continues to make people feel unsafe, then we want to make sure that the community continues to feel safe.
So what is the main difference that is there in your land compared to other land which is near to you?
I think probably the amount of space in between people, especially on Vancouver Island. The distance between where people live, and the ability to be able to walk through a forest or whatever and not see people constantly. I think that's probably one of the main changes from lots of different parts of the world. As well as Vancouver Island is so close to mountains, right? And all the ocean life. And so, you walk out your back door, you drive down the road, and you're just always seeing mountains surrounding you. But yeah, I think that's definitely seems like one of the main.
Okay, so you see wild animals?
Yeah, wild animals. Yeah. We see lots of deer, quite often.
Is that dangerous?
It can be dangerous, yeah, but you just need to know how to deal with those situations. I like to think generally that if I'm walking through the woods, that an animal probably would prefer a deer over me, because I'm probably not the healthiest, animal in the woods, right? So that's kind of makes me feel a little safe, but it also might be an excuse to smoke and drink, but yeah, it can be dangerous. I think the main times when situations happen that you would get attacked by, say, a cougar or a wolf or whatever is if they're sick or something, or if like a wolf had been kicked out of its pack. But yeah, usually they say that if you see a cougar, it had probably seen you for a couple kilometers already.
So did any animal attacked you?
Well, I've never been attacked by a real predator. But I used to scout trails to my school, because I used to walk to school in Cortez, and I would always be finding different ways to get there. And I do remember one day I was walking back from school, kind of jogging, and I hopped over this log, and I'm just kind of jogging along, and started hearing like a big like hissing sound, like a right, and so I'm kind of jogging along, and I was probably 14, and I looked over my shoulder, and on the other side of this big log was just these big white wings and this orange beak, and there was like a swan in the middle of the woods hissing at me. And so I just kind of looked over there, and I was like, holy, and I just like kind of kept running, and I was like, that was weird. But yeah, some people had told me, like, I told that story, and it's kind of a funny story, but people had told me that swans are pretty strong. Like they could mess you up pretty good with their feet.
So what you said is completely new and different for the people who are living in my place, and especially in in the city places. What you are saying, they don't know. For the first time, I'm sure through this video they will see. Okay,
Yeah.
this kind of this is what happens there.
People go fishing lots, like sometimes in Campbell River, which is near to where I live. They'll have like groups and groups of people that are all fishing at the same time in these little rowboats. But I feel like the main difference would probably be the quality of air, and like the sense of freshness in the quality of air. I don't think it stays very humid down here. I don't think it. So I feel like it's quite a nice like clean, clear kind of feeling of temperature. It can get cold, but it doesn't feel like you're constantly surrounded by like a layer of heat and water. Which I think some more populated areas definitely can feel like. But yeah, if somebody wanted to come down here, I would strongly recommend that they go down to the ocean and that they go and put their feet in the sand and watch the sunset and you see some otters and you see seals occasionally and yeah, a beautiful time of the year is around the end of winter, kind of springtime. For me, I really enjoy seeing like windy seasons and watching storms and so yeah, definitely just being able to go and sit at the beach and be surrounded by some people that are playing guitars and having a fire and cooking food, and playing music and watching a sunset is like a sense of beauty and joy that is hard to match anywhere in the world, even in a smaller a city like Vancouver City. So.
So what age group will come most of the time, to your island?
It can be pretty varied. Like there are some older people that come and live there and kind of like keep to themselves. And then there's also kind of a younger side of people that kind of spread out. But I think kind of one of the beautiful things about the island that I come from is that it doesn't really matter what part of life or walk of life you came from. It doesn't matter how old you are or what age you are, but that if you're a nice person and you respect people and you respect each other, that you can get along, you can communicate. And I think that's a rare thing in a lot of circles that are so disconnected and so controlled by different like positions or roles that people are put into. So the fact that I can go to the beach and have a lengthy conversation with somebody who's 65 plus years old, and treated in the same way that I could have a conversation with somebody that's 15 to 20, right? I think that's quite a beautiful thing, just being able to respect each other. And I don't know, it seems like that's a hard thing to find, is finding places where people don't necessarily feel the need to fit into a role.
So you said there is no police station. So how it will be controlled? Self-governance that you said. So who will govern and what will be the rules?
Yeah, so it's kind of it's a bit of a funny thing. Like it's kind of like a bit of a myth, like you were being weird towards children, then one day a white van came and picked you up and dropped you off at the ferry. You know what I mean? And so it's kind of like one of those weird kind of like community kind of understanding, kind of like a wordless understanding. Not like culty or anything like that, or like discriminative, but more of just like, hey, we have a place here that we think is beautiful, and if your walk of life causes you to treat other people in a way that doesn't make them feel okay, then we're gonna kind of collectively feel like we need to feel safe. And it's kind of a weird thing to say, and it's kind of a weird thing to word out loud, but as much as we are accepting, we're accepting of people that respect the sense of community, and the respect of love and understanding and safety.
So what do you think about the people who are living, in other parts of the world?
What do I think of people that are
Yeah.
living in other parts of the world? Like, how do you mean exactly? Like,
Because you are living in a place where you have not very good communication, uh,
Right.
regular communication, right? So you are living like individually. You are just experiencing the real things which gave by the nature, which we are.
Yeah.
You are very close to the nature.
Yeah.
So we people, but a lot of people who are like in Germany, like in England, or in
Mhm.
Asia, in Asian continent, if you see the Bangladesh, there are people who are in like surrounded with all the states and lands. They don't have any ocean or the sea around them,
Yeah.
but you are completely different from them, and you have your own rules. You have own set of rules, and you are experiencing this. You are not communicating. So what you think about the other world? It is like other world for you.
Yeah. Um, yeah. I feel like I definitely feel like there's a bit of a weird veil kind of in media, kind of trying to understand what different parts of the world are like, just through like a screen or something, you know. Um, I find it hard to really make judgments on places that I haven't seen personally, or sense of just how people act or treat each other, or the different cultures, you know, because even in places like England, you know, an accent or way people talk to each other can change from, you know, a couple of kilometers away from each other, right? A 15 minute drive and you could have a different accent, right? But it seems like down here people generally, at least in British Columbia, it seems like people are, uh, you don't see much of a change in a culture from spot to spot, at least in British Columbia. Um, but again, I don't really know. Like I would love to come to a different country and see just how different things, you know, would be. Um, I went to New Zealand for 6 months, and that was pretty interesting to go down there. But like I'd like to go to Japan and Thailand and India and Africa and just see how the different people are, you know, working and how they're living their lives, right? Kind of give you a better understanding. Like I guess I'm pretty young still, so I haven't really been able to get out there into the world as much as I would like.
Is it important to know the swimming if we want to come to your place?
Is it important to know what? Sorry.
Swimming.
Go swimming? Yeah, go
Yeah.
go swimming.
No,
Absolutely.
no. Is it important? Is it mandatory for me to know how to swim in the water in order to reach your place?
No, no, no. No, it's not mandated. But I'm sure if you came down here, you would be learning how to swim pretty quickly. Um, I guess too, the nice thing about the ocean is that you float quite easily in the salt water, right? Because our body is made up of, you know, like I can't remember exactly what it is, but something like 90% salt water, right? So if you're going swimming in like a pool, you know, you have to work pretty hard to stay afloat. When you
Yeah.
go swimming in the ocean, you just lie on your back and you just float there, right? So
But it is deep, right? Ocean is
it's
deep.
deep, yeah, yeah. But it does have kind of a slow, gradual. Like if you go to the sandy beaches, for example, um, when the tide is all the way up to the high tide line, um, you can walk, you know, quite a ways before your feet get too deep that your head isn't above the water. So you can walk out there, you know, up to about your shoulders, right, and then just put your feet up, and then just, you know, tread water a little bit and just see how that feels and get used to the water, and then yeah, and there's also lakes which are beautiful, and you can see the sand right beneath your feet generally.
What about the water animals?
No, yeah, they're fine. I've never gone swimming and really encountered like an animal or like a mammal or whatever. But I do see otters and seals, you know, from far away. They usually keep their distance. But if you're going to like say like a regularly public place, like a public beach or whatever, generally the sea creatures, they usually stay steer clear of you. but there's starfish. You can go pick up starfish and stuff, and you know they'll put them on your hand and they'll suction cup to your hand, and which is kind of cool. They're beautiful little purple stars, and if you put your feet in the sand, little crabs will come up and start chewing the dead skin off your toes, and which some people pay for. In places some people pay to put their feet in water and get crab's
Yeah,
feet.
yeah. Here, especially in my place.
Yeah, so yeah, no, it's quite a safe place. I generally wouldn't worry about an animal um, coming and doing something to you when you're swimming. But then again, it can be scary if you're out on a boat. Say you jump off a boat and all you know is around you is just deep water, right? There could be
Yeah.
whales swimming around or something.
But most of the people who lives here, feels like they are surrounded always and they don't have privacy, and they want to, if they want to open themselves, they want to just be alone and be very close to the nature. I see, I talk with a lot of people here. They
Yeah.
say this, they say this: I want to go to a place where nobody can find me and nobody can accept the nature, and me talking with the nature, me talking with directly with the God, with the invisible power.
Yeah.
I can understand myself. I can think about what I'm thinking, what is going in my life, what they are very busy with the job that they are doing here, like 9 to 5, 9 to 5, 9 to 5. Like after that, they have some family work, and they're coming and sleeping. This is how the regular life of most of the people. 90% of the people's life here is like this,
Yeah.
and they get holidays. They come to the places like you are living, and they
Mhm.
feel like this is the best place, but they are occupied with so many responsibilities and all those things. They feel very sad, and they feel like missing to be with the nature, but which is very, we came from the nature. We homo species, homo sapiens, we came from we are one of the creatures. So
Mhm.
we came from the world and we created all the buildings here, and all the machineries. We are surrounded with the things which are with which we cannot communicate.
Mhm.
But we decided to be like this. But these people are missing a lot. They want to be in that places and they're paying. A lot of Indians comes to the places like you live. They
Yeah.
pay a lot of money and they come to your place for the relaxation, and they feel like again they want to come. Once they come back, they feel like, why I came here? I want to
Yeah.
go there again. I want to live there. So like that maybe that is one of the reasons why I decided to be in. I said, I a lot of my classmates who completed education with me, who are in Australia, went to Europe, went to US, and very in Canada also they are there, in
Yeah.
all the countries. But when I got the opportunity in Canada, I just wanted to be there only because of the selfish thought of mine. I can be healthy there. I can extend the years that I have in my life. Like at
Yeah.
least can
100%.
1 year is also, if I breathe the oxygen, the quality air.
Mhm.
I'm sure my health is spoiled a lot. My health is spoiled here, living for a long time, breathing the pollution of the vehicles. A
Yeah.
lot of pollution here, and I know it is going to be like a heaven for me, because
Mhm.
I'm completely shifting my body from this world to that world, and I'm sure I don't think I'll come back here
Yeah.
until unless I feel bored. But
Yeah.
I personally love to be like a human being, not like a machine. But my profession is to communicate with the machine, to work with the machine, the computer. So, so I will be communicating with the world like I'm doing now,
Mhm.
in the place where I can be healthy and pure, and can be conscious about what I'm doing, and where I have a lot of time to analyze, calculate, and everything. So
Yeah.
talking with people like you, it gives me a lot of quality time of mine.
Yeah. And
Because
vice versa. Vice
yeah,
versa.
yeah, and
Yeah.
also you will know what you're feeling about me. but definitely for me, it's a pure feeling. You are you're completely into nature. The way you talk makes me feel like you are the species who are very close to the nature, and I'm the species who are very connected with the machines. It's two different human beings.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's definitely something that has happened naturally, and I do feel very very lucky to be able to, like, feel like I have a good knowledge and a good understanding of the outside world. But I think I am also aware of what it means to sort of be a part of a matrix that you feel like your brain's always going, you know, um, and and I mean, I've never experienced anything so highly populated, like where you're saying you guys are living is. I've always had the ability, or the luck to go to places where I can, escape from that kind of hustle and bustle, which not many people in the world have that ability. Um, but yeah, it's definitely not something that I feel any human should be experiencing for their all their life. Is just you're here to work, you're here to do what you're doing. You never have any time to think for yourself, and I definitely really really am grateful that I can strive for a sense of inner peace, and I can be in a place where that is something that is achievable, you know. Um, yeah.
So at last, do you have anything to say to the world who is watching, people who are watching this video and listening to you from anywhere on this planet?
Yeah, I would say that finding some sort of inner stillness is very important to learning how to be a person, and learning how to continue to be the best version of yourself you can be, um, and that if you want something, there are ways that you can achieve it. If you want to live somewhere, if you want to be somewhere, um, if you believe in it and you dream it and you really think that it's possible, you can go and live the quality of life that you believe you deserve. Um, I know that it feels sometimes like you might be stuck doing something that you've been told to do your whole life, but I truly think that if you believe in yourself and you want to create a reality for yourself, that you can go and do anything that you want to do. So you just got to believe in yourself and try and create your reality. Life is beautiful, and there's beautiful places on the planet, and there's people that want to make you feel accepted and want to make you feel loved. And I really truly think that you just got to go out there and grab it.
So at last, have you seen any videos of mine on YouTube?
I haven't yet, but I just saw your channel there, so I'm gonna go check it out. I think it's cool what you're doing. Getting different people's interviews from across the walks of life, because lots of people, they have thoughts, right? And any person you talk to can give you their opinion on something, but not many people are asked their opinion, or feel unique, or like their opinion matters. So I think it's cool what you're doing.
I did videos with the people who are from Vancouver
Yeah.
city, and I did a video with a person with a police officer from Vancouver,
Okay.
and a person who owns a business, food business from
Yeah.
Vancouver. And there are a lot of people from Vancouver and Toronto and Ontario,
Yeah.
and yeah, but you people are like very pure. I
Yeah.
feel like you people are very pure. You know, I learned how to be calm how to control emotions. We are extreme people actually. We are aggressive. Like the
Yeah.
environment made us think like this, behave like this.
Mhm.
Uh, but when I started talking with the people from your place, you're very 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 soft,
Yeah.
soft and
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah. Yeah, we do. We are a bit soft, that's for sure. Yeah. Which, it's definitely nice to kind of be in a place where you feel you can relax a bit. Um, it's definitely I definitely think a rare attitude around the world,
Yeah,
uh, is to kind of feel like an ability to be kind, or an ability to share something with someone, to kind of to reinforce an environment that is accepting, whereas a lot of the world pushes people down, right? Different walks of life, it's a constant struggle, a constant battle, and then that creates people that feel that's how life should be. But I really don't think that's how things should be. I think deep down, and this is kind of something that obviously aren't necessarily my own words or whatever, right? But uh, uh, people people should be, and people want to be accepted, and people want to be connected. And if we can create an environment where people are feeling like that, and creating that for themselves, then it's kind of like a pass it forward thing. You do that to the next guy, and then he does it to the next guy, then eventually you're all doing it to each other, right? So I think just trying to spread that care and that love and stuff, even when the world is constantly pushing you down. I think that's an important step in trying to create like a world that makes you feel like cared about.
so can I say at last I will say one of my observation uh, and the difference that I observed in people who lives in your land
Yeah.
and my land. The you don't have distractions compared to my country or my place. This is my observation.
Yeah.
You don't have distraction. Nobody is there to disturb you. You are conscious. Like how you are absorbing things, like with your senses. Your eyes are seeing things. Your ears are listening to things. Your nose is smelling. Like your senses will be very conscious when you don't have distractions.
Mm.
Like you can understand about the purpose of your life, why I'm living here, why I got this life, who gave me life. So when it is like uh, self understanding. You will do everything very consciously, like the time 24 hours you have, how to spend this.
Mm.
So you are like, you don't have distraction. But here, lot of distractions.
Mm.
You don't know how 24 hours of yesterday went back, when gone. So like that, but you people can tell everything very slowly, and can say, the way you say and the way you uh, see and explain. And even we feel like you are explaining the small things, but those are not small things. Those we are not observing. We are not
Right.
giving that much importance to those things. But
Mm.
actually, if we give that importance to those small things, one of those is the body and the breathe, the
Yeah.
quality air that you said. So the small things, we are not giving, but that is one of the important thing, if you want to be healthy. So that if you be healthy, you can do things that you are doing.
Mm.
So I think you can extend your life when you have less distractions, and when you live in the place where uh, you have less distractions. And
Yeah.
like you said, you're very 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 lucky. In my perspective, you are blessed to
Yeah.
be in that kind of a place.
Yeah.
I feel really jealous to uh, you know uh, to listen to this. But definitely I feel very happy that you know at least a few people, few human beings got opportunity to live there.
Hmm. And like I said, like you're creating it for yourself, right? You're creating the opportunity for you to come and experience, a place that is so vastly different, right? And And I think in a lot of ways that's what separates you from a lot of people around you, right? Is
Yeah.
that you're deciding to create the reality that you want, and you want to come and experience what it's like out here, and we're here with open arms, right? And and the fact that you decided at whatever early age on, you decided you want to make this life for yourself and you want to make a change. I think that's what we need to try and inspire other people to do, since you have the ability to do that. you want to we need to inspire our neighbors to try and make that change for themselves, right? um, and so I feel happy for you that you are going to be able to come and experience a place that you've wanted to experience, and get that peace of mind and that connection with nature, and feel the ocean breeze on your face and stuff.
For me,
Step
my
away, man.
island. Yeah, for me, my island is my room. I won't come out from my room.
Yeah, 100%.
I created my own place like you are living.
Yeah,
It is not possible for you to, other people to disturb you. But here, I myself created this kind of environment so that I can be conscious, so that I can create, have this kind of creative thoughts, come out and think something which nobody is thinking here.
yeah,
So that I think if you start like this, if you do something like this, because you are like 100 times better than me, because you have no distractions, no stopping, and you have no other things which make you stop, right? So I can understand this. I can understand by understanding my situation, and I will
yeah.
end the video with one example of mine. I'm a cricketer. I'm a professional cricketer. I
Okay.
stopped playing cricket. I played for state and national level tournaments before,
Yeah,
when I was a student. And I have one of my classmates who is junior of mine. He said he studied. He went to Germany for
yeah,
education, and he's surrounded with the same environment like you surrounded.
yeah,
He lived in this place, and he went to that place, and for 2 years he did his masters. He didn't do 1.5 year. The complete change, he went to some beach, and he shared his experience with me like this. He said he went to a beach and sitting there and experiencing the nature, breathing the quality air, and trying to understand the sounds of the birds, and the
yeah,
sounds of the tree, and the natural sound, the vibes, he said, you you are missing a lot. You people are missing a lot actually. If you go to, when he said that kind of a feeling, I feel like it is an unknown state for me. I don't know how that experience will be until unless I feel it. But I am very good in understanding human beings. I don't just uh,
yeah,
throughout. I take very seriously, because somebody's experience, I may not have that kind of experience. When he's saying that, I got, that my senses was conscious, my ears was very very good in observing, and took all the energy that the environment is giving me, and I took that. For 10 days I didn't eat any food.
yeah,
I never felt like meeting any people. I didn't felt like communicating with the world.
yeah,
And I don't know what I'm eating. I don't know. you know I stopped going to my college, and uh, my home was in between trees, in between the forest. My home
yeah,
was, so I was alone.
yeah,
And imagine how my mindset will be at that particular time. And he said that in that time, and he went to play. Somebody called me. I called him and asked him to play cricket, and he
yeah,
went to play cricket, and he holded the bat, and he hit the ball very hard. I mean, he never hit the ball in that way in his entire life when he was playing with me as
hmm,
a professional cricketer.
yeah,
And you didn't even imagine, he was telling, you don't even imagine how high I was feeling, how energetic I was feeling.
yeah,
That's why the reason most of the cricketers, professional athletes, and sportsmen go to this kind of a place to experience that kind of a mind state, so that they can be so energetic and have positive
centered
uh,
and
right? So that energy they put in the work, and imagine how that work is going to, because your senses are conscious when you are in that place.
Yeah.
So I want to believe that. I want
Yeah.
to believe that because I know I'm in around all the distractions. I'm surrounded. I want to believe that, and I'm sure that will work. And
Yeah.
that is why the reason that your country is one of the top countries in the world.
Yeah. And like, you seem like the type of person that is open to experience and learning of those things. Like you seem like you have a mind that leans toward trying to understand, what makes you feel healthy and what makes you feel like you're going further on your path, right? And I think that in no matter where people live, there's always going to be people that aren't, appreciative or aren't searching for those answers, right? As crazy as it seems, like there's lots of people I know that live in this part of the world, that just stay in their rooms and don't feel like they want to experience, nature or being connected to their fellow humans, because they feel like alienated and they feel stuck in their own heads, right? And so I think as the type of person that you are, that has the ability and the want to create and build up a life for yourself that wants to understand the world. I think that's a super super beautiful thing and a rare thing in this world, not just where you are. I think that's a rare thing in the whole world, is a mindset that is wanting to understand itself. Um, and it's sad. It's sad because lots and lots of people that are beautiful people and are creative and whatever it is just kind of get shoved into these boxes, right? And they spend their lives, with a certain mindset or a certain ability to do things. Like maybe they're artistic, but they live their life in a world that doesn't want them to be artistic or doesn't reward that
Yeah,
type of living, right? And so they get
correct,
shut down and they get boxed in and they just spend their time, feeling depressed and
correct.
yeah, and I think that what I try to do and what I strive to do as a person is to make people feel connected, no matter what walk of life they come from, no matter who they are, what they look like. I want to make them feel like that there's a connection there. There's somebody that wants to understand, wants to listen, right? And so I think it's really 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 quite beautiful what you were saying about trying to understand, yourself and the universe and stuff. And I think that's something it's a rare thing, no matter where you are, no matter what walk of life you come from. So yeah.
So thank you very much, sir, for giving me your valuable time and
Thank you.
giving giving answers for a lot of questions and listening to me.
Yeah. No, thank you. Um, Respect, man. Thank you so much for having me on your interview. And look me up and come find the island that I live on, man. We'd love to have you here. We'd love to have your attitude and your mindset. And yeah, stay connected. Please let me know how it goes when you finally put your feet in the sand and you feel the ocean, whatever it is. Please let me know.
Yeah, when I come, definitely I will meet you and I will do a direct interview. I'm living in a place where, see, this is my place where
Yeah, yeah. I would love to go and see that place, honestly. Like that I'd like to see India one day for sure.
it will be
100%.
new for you for sure.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I will meet you when I come there. I will keep in touch with you. So can I put this audio and video clip on my YouTube channel, social media, internet, podcast, everywhere, my website, everywhere with your permission?
100%. 100%. You got my permission.
Yeah,
I just hope I said said things that actually made sense. Cause
it will be very useful.
yeah. Okay. I had a great time. Thank you for reaching out. And yeah, please stay connected. And and yeah, just to reiterate, anybody listening, you can create your own reality just like this interviewer is doing here. So
Thank you, sir. Take care.
okay. All right. Thank you, man.
Bye.
Bye now.